Tension rises. World widens. Chapter 2. The Turning Giant. Midday, the entire city could see it. At first, the inland horizon shimmered with heat and distance, the way it always did when storms gathered beyond the forest belts. But this was not cloud, not weather. The shape held its edge against the sky with unnatural patience. A vertical line, too straight to be geological, too slow to be alive. Mara stood among the assembly in the lower plaza, where terraced steps formed a natural amphitheater around the old transit basin. The basin itself was dry now, its rails long since converted into irrigation channels and public walkways. Children who had never known machines still played along the polished steel curves, sliding down their gentle slopes like river otters. Today they had been called back by the bells. City elders spoke in low clusters. Wind readers scattered handfuls of pale dust into the air, watching the grains scatter in opposing spirals. Mapkeepers unrolled vast fabric charts, inked with decades of slow exploration. All eyes returned, again and again, to the distant moving line. It had grown wider. What Mara had first taken for a single tower was revealing itself as something more complex. A lattice of interlocking planes, turning with monumental reluctance. Sunlight flashed along its surfaces in intervals that felt almost like language. A relic, she thought, but relics were not supposed to move. Do you remember the spine cities? An elder asked beside her. Mara nodded. Everyone did. The archive tree held thousands of carvings about them, vertical megastructures built during the final centuries of systemic optimization. They had anchored continental networks, channeling energy, data, and climate regulation through their immense cores. When the collapse came, most had fractured or sunk into the landscapes they once dominated. Some, the story said, had simply gone still, waiting. The wind surged again, colder now, carrying the scent of minerals and long-sealed spaces. Mara imagined deep foundations grinding against bedrock, ancient bearings rediscovering motion after generations of rust and root. A tremor followed, not strong enough to topple walls, strong enough to silence conversation. The amphitheater stones vibrated with a tone that rose steadily in pitch until teeth hummed in their sockets. Somewhere along the upper terraces, solar cloths snapped free from their anchors and lifted into the sky like startled birds. Then the inland forests answered. A dark ripple moved across the green expanse, treetops bending in coordinated waves, as if an invisible vessel were plowing through them. The moving structure advanced, not by stepping or rolling, but by reorienting itself. Whole sections rotated, locked, and rotated again, dragging vast root systems of broken infrastructure through soil that had long ago claimed ownership. It was turning toward the river valley. Toward them, panic did not erupt. The resilient world had outgrown panic as default response. Instead, motion became purposeful. Messenger runners sprinted along ridge paths toward neighboring settlements. Signal mirrors flashed coded bursts toward distant watchtowers. In the workshops below the terraces, engineers, artisans now more than technicians, began preparing modular defenses designed not to resist impact, but to redirect force. the philosophy of bending made manifest, Mara found herself moving without conscious decision, joining a team, hauling portable wind harps from storage vaults. The instruments were vast frameworks of tuned metal threads built generations earlier to study atmospheric patterns. In times of threat, they served another purpose. Listening, they erected the first harp along the western bluff. As the inland wind intensified, its strings began to sing, not music, data translated into sensation.